Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Lisa and I love everything colorful makeup, especially indie brands. It's been a minute, you guys. It's been a minute. I started to feel better and then, it got real bad real quick, and this stomach virus was horrible, but I'm back creating, and I'm happy to be back and creating for you guys and with you guys in tutorials. So I want to start this video and then I'm going to finish it tomorrow. But we are going to recreate this look over here with the new ENSLEY REIGN, their new launch, Whispering Woods. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely stunning. The background is matte and this glossy accents, this is raised, super beautiful. They did hire an artist, yes, a computer artist, it's not AI. So that's the back. I was a little disappointed because normally they come in like these decorative boxes. I got the palette in blush bundle. They have their sleeves and then the box is like this. And they have protectors and nice mirrors, of course. But they didn't have the decorative box, so I was a little disappointed in that. But maybe it comes with the full collection, which I'm not sure. The full collection, I think, is like $175 US. This bundle was $90 US. So I'm super happy to have this in my collection. It has been a hot minute since I've played with any of my ENSLEY REIGN palettes, and yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. This is Whispering Woods, like I said, by ENSLEY REIGN, and this is what she's giving. She is giving, well, what they say, the Oregon forest floor. Beautiful. You've got some neon pastel colors. We are going to do a tutorial and recreate this look over here. So I'm going to tell you the names, and I did swatch this palette out for you per usual. Look at the multi-chrome. I mean, these are so sparkly. The mattes are pigmented. The ENSLEY REIGN. Beautiful formulas that we all know and love. So I'm going to tell you the names. This is Fairy Lights, which I believe is a HELLO. Fairy Lights, this is Toadstool. Fairy Ring, Poppy. Fairy Whisper, Sproutling. No Malone. Ember Wings, Mossling, Mystic Mushy, Elven Forest, Pixie Dust, Whispering Bloom, Dream Willow, Mycena, I believe that is, Rooted, Whispering Woods, and Echo. My God. It's just gorge. It's gorge. The shimmers, the specialty shades in here, the holochrome. Oh my Lord, it is gorgeous. And like I said, I had got the face palette bundle. Here is the face palette. Here you get 3 blushes, 3 powder blushes. Now, the one thing I did not know is there is a cream blush in here, and it's right here, and it is called Rosewood. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I did swatch them down here, but I will swatch them over here for you. I'll tell you the names. This is Woodland Glow, Cedar Rose, Shadow Root, Wild Berry Rosewood, and Briar Rose. So here are your 2 highlighters here. This is the cream one, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I am wearing these 2 right here. I started off with the cream and then went in with the powder, which is Cedar Rose. But here's the cream, and then here is Cedar Rose. Blends into the skin beautifully. That's the powder. And then here is the cream. Very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. Shears into the skin nice. It is what I'm wearing on my cheeks. And then I took the highlighter Woodland Glow, which is this one here. Okay, so I am going to swatch this out for you guys over here so you can really see it. So I'll do the 2 highlighters first. This is Woodland Glow and this is Briar Rose. This is like a champagne icy gold, and this is a peachy one. So pretty. Doing this left-handed. Just love, and I'm wearing this one over here, and they just sheer out. This is a really, really beautiful formula. You can have it, bam, in your face, or you can sheer it out and just have it really light and just beautiful. So those are the two highlighters. I'll do the cream last. So here is, this is Wild Berry, but this is more of like a really muted neutral pink. And then of course, Cedar Rose, what I'm wearing, beautiful. And then this beautiful brown neutral, and that is Shadow Root. Do Shadow Root, and I'll shear them out with my finger just so you can see how easy with my finger. So you can imagine with a brush, it was very easy. That's Wild Berry, the pink. And then, oh no, that was, excuse me, that was Cedar Rose, and this is the pink. Hello, Wild Berry. That is the face palette swatched out. Again, with the graphics on here, it is so, so pretty. Does remind me kind of like Groovy Garden, which I still have yet to pick up, and I will. And I still need to get Cold Moon. And actually, those have been restocked, so they probably won't last very long. You know, ER is up there in price. So, and speaking of that, to get it out of the way, I do have a code, an affiliate code with ENSLEY REIGN. It is all capital letters, FFM Lisa. And if you do use it, I do get a little kickback. So thank you so much. If you do, I truly do appreciate it. It will save you 10% off. And like I always say, if you don't, that's okay. Just use another creator's code so it saves you a little bit of money. So thank you so much once again. If you do use my code, I appreciate it so much. It helps my channel. So thank you so much. And I will put ENSLEY REIGN's website and my code for you in the description box per usual for you. Yes, this is Whispering Woods. So this, again, this look, I had a blast creating this look, and I can't wait to do this tutorial with you. We are going to also use the white base. I've been doing this a lot lately. The white base from the Glam Light Kiss collection is what I had put all here. So pretty much did a cut crease with the white base after I had started here, and we're going to get into it. And I think this is the first kind of cut crease that I have done with you guys. So hopefully if you grabbed this palette, or if you shop your stash and find similar colors, I'm sure you can. Again, here are the swatches just so you can see. It's just absolutely stunning. And grab your brushes, grab coffee, and come on back so that we can recreate this look together. Yep, different day. So we are going to recreate the look with, again, by ENSLEY REIGN, the Whispering Woods collection. Got the face palette bundle. If you have Light in Your Eyes blush, I would say you don't need to purchase this unless you really truly do love, you know, the two other highlighters in here and the deep kind of brown in here and this berry color. Then yes, absolutely. So that is just something I wanted to share with you for that. And I'm gonna go back into the same highlighter that I used yesterday, and that's the Woodland Glow. You know what? Let's do the peachy one because I did use the other one yesterday. And that is Briar Rose. Wasn't Briar Rose the nickname for Sleeping Beauty? Let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure it was. Again, these are so beautiful, the highlighter. Look at how gorgeous that is. Squirrel. You don't need to double dip. A little will go a long way. And I do hope that you're going to be joining me. Grab a palette with, you know, similar color story like this one. And I know you can hear my my leather chair squeak, squeak. I apologize. And my AC unit. Grabbing a similar color story, or maybe you did pick up this palette. So if you did, grab your brushes, your coffee, your water, what have you, and your palette, and come on back and come recreate this look with me. This is what I had created yesterday, and that's what we're gonna recreate today. I'm going to take a pencil brush. We're actually gonna be using quite a few Unearthly Cosmetics brushes. They're very small. They're great for detailed work like this. Okay, shut your yap, Lisa. So we're gonna start off with Elven Forest. Here we go. I'm going to start this right in my crease, in my natural crease. And I am not worried about blending. I am literally putting the color down and just starting a line where I want this kind of swoop to be. So I'll show you the picture again, just in case if you are on your phone, you want to screenshot it, that way you have it in front of you as well. So this is what we're shooting for today, a recreation. We are just trying to, for this swoop, in the crease and on our hoods, because we are hooded gals here, gently dragging that pigment in. I went in a little bit more because I'm not caring about blending. I'm just putting this line or swoop. And then once we have this color on, we're gonna go into another shade and start blending a little bit. And as you know, blending is a process. It's monotonous, it's time consuming, it's back and forth, but it's well worth it. Now I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is like a mauvey rose kind of color, and this is Rooted. And this is where it's patting motions. And I just want to go slightly above that line. And once I have taken a majority of the pigment off the brush, is when I'm gonna start to gently, like a tickle, back and forth motion. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have that done, all I did was went into, still used the 4. Went into that again and just tapped. Then I went a step further and I went into Echo, which then I had switched to the 5. You can see it's a little fluffier, but still very small. I went back into Rooted, but also went into this like bone color, like vanilla kind of color, and it's called Gnome Alone. And I mixed these two, and then ever so gently just did windshield wiper movements, holding the end of my brush and the tip of the bristles, and ever so gently just back and forth. It's gonna look like a hot mess before it gets better. You always have to trust the process. I'm gonna go back into that bone vanilla color, the Gnome Alone, with that same fluffy kind of brush. And I am going to put that right under my eyebrow here on my brow bone, just to give that lighter effect. This part is now done. We are going to take our white base, any kind of makeup remover, micellar water, your Q-tip. Take a couple of Q-tips out because I want to clean that up and get a sharp line. Because I didn't put any primer on, this is a clean slate. So I don't have to worry about wasting, you know, any of my expensive MAC product. And I'm just gonna clean my lid for any other residual primer. And now I am going to basically take the pointed end on the inner corner, look up, and just follow your natural crease. And give myself a nice sharp edge. Now, when we're done, I can go back with my sponge that has foundation on it and kind of, you know, clean that up. So I am going to do that, and hopefully you'll do that, and I'll be right back. And the one thing I want to mention is, because we are hooded gals here, you can see on my hood, you could see where there was color. So make sure when you're using the pointed tip that when you're looking straight on your hood, that you're clearing off enough so that when we do use the white base and put the shimmer and other, you know, the matte and the shimmer on, that it's going to show because of our hood, right? So just wanted to check in with you for that. So I made sure that I also cleaned this area right here. I went, here is the corner of my lower lash line. So this is where the makeup, you know, the shadow will be, but I just cleared off just on the outer ends all the way up as well, just to have that extra space to play with. Now that that is all cleared off, we are going to take our white base, and this is gonna look, unfortunately, this is the only white base that I have, because this is not the greatest white base. I can just tell you that right now. So I'm gonna find a flat brush. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this on. I'm just gonna directly put it on my lid. And now we're just going to blend this all over the lid. And when you get up to the line here, and I know I'm explaining this as if someone has never done a cut crease before, is brand new to this, because I do have some beautiful queens who have followed me over from TikTok. They have never even really played too much with colorful eyeshadow or done stuff like this. Or if any of my new followers who are getting into eyeshadow and they've never done anything like this. So I hope you understand, for the OGs that already know what they're doing. I'm just explaining as if no one has ever done this before. And am I perfect at this? Am I a makeup artist? Absolutely not. We're gonna go back over so that there's no harsh, solid white line there, of course. And I'm gonna have to bring my mirror a lot closer. And hopefully I'm close enough for you guys to see this. In this brush, because it's like rounded, small, well, actually it's a large smudger. And so because it's not the greatest white base, you know, that's probably about as smooth as I'm going to get it. I wanted to take this white and just go on to do the whole full blown, you go for it, mama, you go for it. But I am not. And we're just gonna repeat the process down here. And now we're gonna go back into the first shade that we started out with, which is this one here, Elven Forest. I lied. we want to start off with the dark berry color, which is Echo, this one, to re-intensify that line and on the white here. Just half on, half off. I mean, I even thought about doing completely different, because it is recreating the look, but I thought about using different shimmers and maybe a different matte. All right, I'm going back into Echo. And just like so, little back and forth motions. This fluffy, and I'm going to go into Rooted in No Malone, which is that Bone Vanilla, and this one here, and mix them both. Remember, it's just the repetitive of the steps that you've already done, and kind of making my own lighter shade of Rooted. Just very, very, very gently. Just a tickle. Once again. Like that. So we will end up cleaning that up when we're all done. Like that. Now I'm going to go into that bone color with the same brush and do what I did before by highlighting my brow bone, my hood. EO1, my workhorse. And instead of using that green, so that we can also use some different shimmers as well than the previous look that I did yesterday. But it's still recreating the look. It's just some different colors. We're gonna use Poppy, which is this orange. Why not? Woohoo! Here we go. This is going to be bright orange. I'm picking up a little bit more. Why not? Let's go into the pink. Let's be colorful. It's still Pride Month. My son is transgender. He is in college. He is engaged. And he just moved out a couple weeks ago. Him and his fiance. Well, he'll be 23 this November. Him and his fiance, who is in nursing school, and he's in college. Well, he was gonna do like criminal law. But as we all do when we get into college and we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I want to do. Or do I really want to do this? He decided, no, you know what? I think I'm going to do I'm going to be a psychologist. So that's what he is doing, changing his major. And I remember mentioning to you guys that I was also thinking about education at 50, going back to college. And I absolutely am in January of 2026. The Marion, it's just community college, Marion Community College here in Florida, right in Ocala, and it is for phlebotomy. I already have my degree in lab science. I'm a medical lab technician, plus, you know, I've taken a course for EMT and worked in emergency, all of that. I just kind of wanted to take a step back and kind of a step down from, that's pretty heavy duty responsibility, to a more, not that it's not stressful, because phlebotomy can be very stressful. And kudos to you all that do phlebotomy, because it still requires a great deal of mindset and handling a bunch of stuff at once, and it can get pretty busy. So, but I just kind of, as far as, you know, machines, calibrating machines, and all of that. I just wasn't into doing all of that and whatnot. So I start that January of 2026. I'm going through the process right now of do the application process, and I just have to get all my paperwork in, and then when the time comes for payment and all that kind of stuff, which I already did that, like application process, the whole thing. You know what I mean? FAFSA, it's a pain in the ass. But so worth it. And it just goes to show, no matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. Knowledge is key. It really is. And I'm all for it. And I'm a big science nerd anyway. Our bodies are truly amazing. And so, you know, I'm proud of my son. I'm proud of his fiance, and his name is Toby. And he is the sweetest person ever. They both are. They have huge hearts. They love to help others. But they're so sweet, and they're so sweet together. And I'm so happy that they found one another. Here is where we're at. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely freaking loving this. I go back in and deepen up that burgundy line. So I am gonna take my Unearthly 4. We started off, and I'm gonna go back into Echo, which was that deep berry color. And I am gonna deepen up that. And now we're gonna go into this one right here that we started with, and we're gonna do this part here. Actually, I should take a Q-tip and clean that up first, because it's a little bit too low, and I did it on purpose so that I had more than enough room to work with, you know what I mean, if I needed to. So I'm just gonna clean this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I cleaned that up, and I really love how that looks. I want to, before I move forward, I'm gonna go into that bone color called No Malone with a little bit of the fluffier brush, which is the 5, I think it is, from Unearthly, that we lightened up here with, which I'm gonna do that again. This is just like a slight tickle. Again. Y'all, like I said, could this be like the really long version of this? Could be. But is the end result fairly the same? In my opinion, yeah. Go back to the original brush that I started with. Now I'm gonna go into Elven Forest, which is the shade we started with. Now we can finish this lower line. Very carefully going to place that color, that shade, on the outer portion of my lid as well, and come in a little bit. And just follow that line and put the shade just barely on it. So half off, half on, and just stamping it. I'm gonna follow the lower lash line. Right to where my iris begins here. I'm going to take one of my favorite brushes by Cosmic Beauty, and I'm going to take the orange. I'm going to be so brave with this. Wow. I'm going to take this just right here on the inner corner. So right now I'm literally just building this orange up. I'm going to take I'm this right here, Fairy Lights, which is gorge. And I'm gonna put that on the inner corner and on my brow bone. It's very oily, flaky. Let's see, just spray that. Anything with like glycerin. This is from Pixie. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that looks freaking beautiful, y'all. Now I'm kind of following the line. I'm literally making that whole portion shine like a diamond. Wow. And these are the Fantasy Cosmetica brushes. And I have some news about Fantasy Cosmetica that I'm going to share with you here probably next week. So I'm excited. I am so excited. You have no idea. All right, so I am going to put liner on, get everything situated, and we'll come back and do the shimmer, and then we'll do mascara, and we'll find a lash and complete this look together. So I'll be right back. Okay, here is the finished look. I think I'm gonna leave it like this, all matte, but we still have the shimmer, the holochrome. That's right here that I put way too much of. And in the corner here, I took my Glossier. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a black liquid liner, this is amazing, in my opinion. And mascara, which is the Idol by Lancome. These lashes are Kiss lashes, which are the Russian volume. It's actually one of my favorite styles from Kiss. And I'm gonna take this multi-chrome Ember Wings, and I'm going to try this ever so carefully, just in the middle. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So yeah, it's just different color, but we use the same base colors and just change the lid color and the shimmers. I will put ENSLEY Reign's a website in the description box for you guys, along with my code FFMLisa. So I hope to see you guys again on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you joined in and created this look right along with me. And I hope you had fun. And that is the most important part. Let me know, did you pick up this collection? Did you get the whole collection? Did you just get the bundle like I did? Or did you get the palette, or maybe just the face palette? I want to hear from you. So with that, till next time.